introduction. I'm so honored to be here in front of all of y'all and get to talk about why I love camp and what it represents to me, and how it's affected my life for the better. And I don't know who I would be actually without camp if I had never gone. It's really improved my life and my confidence, and just being able to share my story and getting to know everybody, and getting to just be confident in my life and in my ambitions and what I want to do. How I came to camp. So basically, I was diagnosed December 23rd, 2013. I had various various bruises and soring on my arms, and a lot of overtime. We just thought it was like low iron or something. So I went to my pediatrician, and we found out that I was diagnosed with T-cell leukemia. My mom was 7 months pregnant at the time. I had a brother that was just a year younger than me, and a sister on the way, and so it was pretty crazy. But eventually, after a couple months, I eventually was 0%. Praise be to God. And I was then, when I was around 4, able to go to camp for my very first time. I was a little homesick in the first part of the time, but then after I got through the usual homesickness, it was the greatest and best experience I've ever had in my life. And I've been going since till today, 15, and just loved camp. And that is the only thing that I don't like about camp, is that I can't go back, unless that I'm a counselor or CJM staff, but just love that, yeah. So basically, as I went to camp for 5 days, for finally the week-long camp after Pee Wee, it was amazing, and I then got to meet so many people that just knew what I was going through, and the things that they just knew what I was going through, because you can't ever really talk about that stuff in school, because kids are going to be like, oh, well, he's the cancer kid, that's just all he talks about. But what you really want sometimes is just to share your experiences. It makes you feel better, like people that can understand you. And camp did just that. It made me feel confident sharing my story, and then just facing the trials of life. And whenever I need confidence, I think of camp, and I just think of every way that it's helped me in. When I got to camp, one of my most favorite activities, I love the water. So basically, my two favorite activities were swimming and boating. They were probably my most favorite, just getting to do all that, and just loved getting to do that over time. I loved the cookouts, loved the theme nights, loved all the counselors. I got to know all the friends I made, which I still keep in touch with to this day, and just everything about camp. And that's why it's just so hard to summarize it all, because camp, I don't know what I would be without camp, the person I'd be, where I'd been, I wouldn't even be here. But this camp has offered me so much more than I could probably ever think of that I would have wanted in my life, and I just cannot say thank you enough for everything. And I want to repay that, but I just know that in some way it feels like I can't. But I try my best, just coming back as a counselor or something. But yeah, but it's just changed my life. It's all I think about. I've even said it's the one thing that gets me through the school year, just working through homework and everything. It's the one thing that I think about consistently. And so, yeah, I just don't know who I would be, what I would do, where my confidence would be back, what my personality would be like without this place. Counselors, this was a funny one time. One time I was going to camp, and basically, as we get off the bus and we're walking through the hall, we're going to our cabin, my counselor looks at me and he's just, wow. Like, Flick's already excited about camp. He could just look at my eyes and just tell that I was just so happy. I was running everywhere. I was so excited. I was seeing, I'm like, oh, yep, that's still there. Just everything's still there. That just as I left it, and I remembered it. So it just was amazing, and it felt so good. And that's probably just like one of the greatest moments of my life that I've ever gotten is from camp. And if you were to give me one day of camp, just one last day to see it, I would take that any day of the week. If you gave me an option between going to Disney World or any other place on earth other than camp, I pick camp 100% of the time. Yeah. Yeah, camp has just meant so much to me, and it's just more than just a place. I think of it as, I love all the activities of camp and everything that we do there, but to me, what I value the most out of camp is the people, what they represent, what they do, and what they offer. They volunteer. They just offer their spare time. They could be doing something else, but yet they take the time to come out here with us campers and just make the experience so much greater and so much more valuable, because that's really left a mark on my life, and quite frankly, and you all are what I aspire to be someday, and just what I want to become someday, and then just help kids and get them to, just be free and just not have to have any pokes, and just have that 1 week where they just don't have to worry about a parent over their shoulder or any pokes that they have or any treatment or anything, just being able to be outside, be free. And after all, that's what camp's all about. And I love the fact about that. And so, yeah, there's so many great moments of camp that it's just so hard to name a specific one, but it's just, you build lifelong friendships. You witness so many great things that you thought that couldn't be possible, but they are. And you just think about all the great aspects and things you pick along the way. I became more mature, confident in myself after returning home from camp. And I get ecstatic, excited when I talk about it. It's just there. It's just ingrained in me. And I just think of it just as one of the most, I'm just very fortunate to have had the option to go to camp. And I specifically remember when I was, I don't know how, but I do, when I was 5 years old, and my oncologist says that, hey, he should go to camp, he should go to camp. And my mom's she's hesitant, she's like, I don't know, because I know, he needs to go. So then I went and just changed my life. I just can't say, it's so hard to summarize it all in words of just how it just changed my life, and just courage, confidence, ambition, kindness, compassion, all of which are just essential in life, and I found essential, and I just thank everyone for all of that, and I thank you all so much for making camp such a great place for kids to grow up. Counselors have seen me grow up and become, a person that I thought I could have never been, and I'm so thankful for that, Well, anyways, thank you all so much. I'm so honored to have spoken here, and thank you all so much. Thank you all.